Melee combat is a big part of 7 Days to Die, but the same few melee weapons can get very boring. I decided to check out the Weapons of Some Destruction mod pack. This is 4 separate melee weapon packs that add a total of 27 new melee weapons to your game. The 4 packs are linked in the description, and if you want to pick and choose which of these you want, you can. With that out of the way, let's get into the first pack, the Essential Pack. The Essentials pack adds 3 new melee weapons, the crowbar, the katana, and the spear. The crowbar is a club weapon which does bonus damage to locked containers and doors. It's tier 1 and has similar stats to a baseball bat. The katana is a tier 1 knife class weapon which has similar damage stats to the iron sledgehammer, but it does get a big sneak attack bonus. There are a lot of katanas in these packs, and I have a feeling the mod author really likes katanas. And we have a tier 2 spear which is similar to the steel spear in stats. These are all crafted with just forged steel and some other bits and pieces, not requiring any parts to craft, so if game balance is your concern, these packs may be a little bit overpowered for you. But if you like the style of these weapons, or you have some mods that increase the difficulty of the game, I'd really recommend giving it a try. That's all the Essentials pack has. It adds 3 simple weapons to your game to add a little bit of variety. Let's move on to the Medieval pack. First we have several hammers. We have the Warhammer, which is actually a club and has similar stats to a steel club. We have the Battle Maul, which is an actual sledgehammer and has similar stats to the iron sledgehammer. And then we have the tier 3 Gate Crasher. This is another actual sledgehammer, and this is similar to the steel sledgehammer in stats. We also have maces in the form of the mace, which is another club type weapon similar to the steel club. The War Mace, which is actually a sledgehammer, and the tier 3 Crown Splitter, which is a very expensive improvement on the steel club. Naturally, we can't go medieval without some axes, so this pack has the Hatchet, which is similar to the Fire Axe but is one-handed. We also have the Dane Axe, which is a lot like the Fire Axe, and the Battle Axe, which is quite similar to the base game Steel Axe. Also in this pack we have the Claymore, which is a little worse than the Essential Katana. Hey, if you want a really big sword, it's a really big sword. And it comes with 2 spears, the Medieval Spear and the Halberd. Both are similar in stats to the Steel Spear, but the Halberd has a power attack instead of a throw. If you yearn to bludgeon some zombies with old-fashioned European medieval weapons, the Medieval pack certainly has you covered. But what if you want something a little more modern, perhaps a little more tactical? Well, we have the Tactical Weapons pack. How lucky is that? This includes the Tactical Hatchet, which is actually a knife. It has a sneak attack boost and everything. And we have the Tactical Axe, which is an actual axe and not a knife in disguise. And we have the Tactical Machete, Katana, Knife, and Sword, and they get stronger in that order. The Machete is basically the base game's machete, but tactical. The Katana is like the Essential Katana. The Tactical Knife is a very strong knife which attacks very quickly. And the Tactical Sword is actually even stronger than the Steel Sledgehammer in damage. Yeah, this is not the most balanced weapon ever, but damn, it is cool. Oh, by the way, none of these weapons so far have needed specific weapon parts to craft. They use forged iron or forged steel, and they all have their own unique schematics which can be found in the world. The tactical weapons might be a little bit overpowered, but you'd be lying if you said you didn't like the look of this thing. Well, we've had weapons of the past and present, but what about the future? Well, we have the sci-fi weapons pack. Now, if you don't like futuristic stuff, don't worry, all these packs, as I said, are completely separate, and you can pick and choose. If you want to have just boring old medieval hammers, or if you want to be cool and have a massive sci-fi sword like me, you can choose to. The sci-fi weapons are a little bit unconventional. These ones have their own weapon part, which you can find like other weapon parts, and they're all essentially variations of the stun baton. They do a lot more damage. Each of these can do a stun and are governed by the Electrocutioner perk in the intellect tree, which I think is pretty neat. We have the sledgehammer, which is like a steel sledgehammer but with a stun, and I think it looks pretty good. We have the Morning Star, which is like a steel club, again with a stun. We have an axe if you want to be a space Viking pillaging space monasteries of Space England. Gladius for if you want to be a space Roman and build some rainbow roads. Of course, a katana if you want to be a space weeb, and or don't have enough katanas from the other weapon packs. And a claymore if you want to be William Wallace in space. Careful though, in space nobody can hear you scream freedom. Oh, and a spear if you want to poke someone's eye out in space, you little menace. All these weapons will stun your enemies, but they are very high tech. So again, if you want to be boring and not be a space Viking, you don't have to download this pack at all. Some people don't appreciate the finer things in life. So that was the Weapons of Some Destruction mod. What do you think? Are you going to install some of these? Which is your favourite? I really like the sci-fi claymore. If you want to support the channel, I do have a Patreon link in the description, and it would really mean a lot if you went over and supported me on there. If not, don't worry. Thank you to my channel members and patrons for making this video possible, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.